Welcome to the Jamaica Mix, a space where we pause to look at the slogans, the party colors, and the noise, and to examine what is really shaping our nation. I am Richard Blackford, and today we ask a simple but sobering question. Simple but sobering. Has Jamaica fallen under a spell, a political spell? A simple question. Now, Jamaica today feels like a country split right down the middle. On the one side, there are the faithful followers of Prime Minister Andrew Holness and the Jamaica Labour Party, people who defended every move the government makes. On the other side, there are those who cling to the fractured versions of the People's National Party, still searching for a unified voice strong enough to challenge the government's growing dominance. Now, to criticize either side is risky, but to criticize Andrew Holness, that is almost unthinkable. Those who do so are met with an avalanche of expletives, insults, and personal attacks. Social media becomes a battlefield. It's not a debate, it is essentially digital warfare. Now, this climate has grown far worse since the passage of Hurricane Melissa, a storm that not only devastated communities across Jamaica, but has exposed the cracks in our national leadership. Instead of a unified recovery, what we have witnessed is defensiveness, deflection, and blame shifting. Journalists who ask legitimate questions about government's response or the lack thereof are branded as PNP sympathizers. Even basic inquiries about how relief funds are to be tracked are labeled as political. It is as though reason has been suspended and loyalty has been replaced by logic. Many Jamaicans, even those suffering directly from poor recovery management, refuse to hold their leaders accountable. But one of the most glaring failures has been the silencing of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, ODPEM. Now, this is the agency that, in my opinion, should have been leading Jamaica's emergency response. It is supposed to coordinate relief, assess damage, and guide the recovery process based on expertise, not politics. But instead, ODPEM has been sidelined and, to a large extent, hollowed out. Now, for years, government undervalued its professionals, refusing to pay competitive salaries. Many of the best people have left ODPEM. The agency has been underfunded, underpowered, and stripped of its independence. And now, during one of the most critical periods in our modern history, ODPEM has basically become voiceless. Why? Because it now operates under the office of the Prime Minister, the same office that controls almost every major decision-making organization in the country. This centralization of power means that the experts, the people trained to manage disaster recovery, cannot speak freely. Their voices are stifled, their reports are filtered, and in a government culture where the Prime Minister's word is final, dissent is not just discouraged, it is dangerous. Now, a disaster agency cannot function this way. To be effective, it must be independent, professionally run, and shielded from political interference. Otherwise, we're left with the illusion of control, a photo op recovery instead of a real one. But the problems doesn't stop there. The Prime Minister's decision to exclude opposition members of Parliament from national recovery committees sends another troubling signal. In times of national crisis, leadership should rise above party lines. Inclusion isn't charity, it is just simply good governance. Add to that is the underutilization of our parish councillors and mayors. over 200 local officials who knows the communities better than anyone else. These are the people on the ground, the ones who see the daily suffering, who understand which roads are impassable and which communities are still without aid. To ignore them or to treat them as political outsiders shows a dangerous inability to see the bigger picture. Disaster recovery requires every capable hand, every bit of knowledge, regardless of which color you wear on election day. And yet we continue to witness a pattern of concentration of power in one office, the dismissal of professional expertise, and the silencing of critique. This is not strength, it is control. And the cost of that control is measured in human suffering. The tragedy of Hurricane Melissa isn't only the loss of life or property, it is in how it revealed the weaknesses in Jamaica's political and civic systems. We've built a society where accountability feels like rebellion, where asking for transparency is seen as disloyalty. This is not democracy. This is devotion disguised as governance. We have to remember, real leadership welcomes questions. It invites scrutiny. It listens even when the truth is uncomfortable, because good governance isn't about protecting power. It is about protecting people. Breaking this spell begins with us, the citizens of Jamaica. We must reclaim our voice. We must demand that ODPEM and other critical agencies be professionally led and free from political control. We must insist that relief funds be transparent and that local officials, journalists, and civic groups have a seat at the table. Democracy doesn't die in one dramatic moment. It erodes quietly when people stop questioning authority. Jamaica has always been a resilient country. We've rebuilt after hurricanes, after economic collapses, after crises of every kind. But rebuilding our political culture will require more than cement and steel. It will require courage. The courage to speak up, to demand better, and to see beyond the colors that divide us. Until that happens, the winds of Hurricane Melissa may fade, but the storm within us, the storm of silence, division, and fear, that will continue to rage. You have been listening to the Jamaica Mix. I'm Richard Blackford, and if this episode spoke to you, share it. Let us keep this conversation alive, because Jamaica can only heal when we begin to see and speak with clear eyes and open hearts. If you like the video, again, I'm encouraging you to share. If you have not yet subscribed to our YouTube channel, please do so that we can continue to share these kind of discussions with you from time to time. Big respect.